Welcome to the Succession Matching Community Project Update. My name is Allison Anderson, and I'm going to walk you through some of the upcoming projects that we have for Q3 2021. Where did the community project come from? At the heart of our business, we believe that local businesses are the lifeblood of our communities. It's quite discerning that so few businesses and communities are planning for business succession, and we know as economic development professionals that this will lead to poor business retention, especially on our main streets, as they continue to feel the pressure in the upcoming year. Our objective through this project is to work with all of you to help ensure local businesses continue to operate under new ownership. How have we been able to do this? We've been able to successfully bring together stakeholders from the private and public sectors and be able to match potential entrepreneurs with business opportunities, provide education and resources on business transition and succession planning that has helped curb youth unemployment and prevented small businesses in our community from shutting down, which is of course important for maintaining local tax revenue. It's been very exciting to see that underrepresented groups such as women, youth, First Nations and Métis, and newly arrived immigrants, as well as military veterans transitioning into civilian life, have been able to take advantage of great programs like our Be Your Own Boss program. So this quarterly update, I'm going to walk you through a new partnership, some changes to the site, and some upcoming educational events that you can help promote through your networks. So let's kick this off with some great news. As many of you know, we offer a lot of free educational programming and have some amazing website data on business transitions across Canada, which is the best real-time data that is available. This allows us to be quite agile with our programming and help communities intervene with programs and services that meet what's really going on in your community right now. So happy to do a deep dive on this data with any of our partners, especially on the trends over the past year. But today I'm going to share with you some key findings from this information. We're continuing to see a majority of business owners have a 1 to 5 year timeline before they want to transition, which is quite a relief because we know the pandemic's had some major impact on SMEs across Canada. There's still, though, however, a gap on education and understanding of business valuation, what the difference between a share and asset sale is, which is, again, quite discerning because this is really a starting point for a lot of business transitions. But we're happy to see that many people are still looking for a third-party sale, and our succession matching team's been able to look at these businesses and in fact confirm that they are eligible for the provincial nominee program. So any economic development organizations looking at doing investment attraction, feel free to follow up with me offline on how we can work together on some of those initiatives as well. To put this into perspective, though, we're going to look at this from an individual business owner's perspective. Chester's been a second-generation electrician in rural Ontario. He's got 3 children who have moved away and have established careers in the city, but he'd like to retire in 5 to 7 years. He's been a little bit more proactive than a lot of people that we've seen, so happy to see that. And he's already talked to his accountant, and she's provided an approximate valuation on the business of $1.5 million based on the discounted cash flow analysis. Chester has a current staff of 4 people, but really no internal candidates for business succession, which is unfortunate. On the flip side of this equation, there's individuals like Susan, who's been underemployed, working in the service industry. She lives in Toronto and one day wants to own a house, so she is looking at moving out of the city. As we know, property values there are quite high. There's new programs that cover the cost of tuition, but this won't help with all 9,000 hours of training, and she just doesn't have the financial resources to pay for school and also purchase the business. So where's the gap? As I mentioned before, a lot of business owners don't know what the valuation is. Happy that he's already started having some of those conversations, but there's still a lot of pieces of the transition that he'll need some help with. And then at the end of the day, even just accessing that talent pool that may be interested in buying a business, and a lack of human resources in these small and medium-sized enterprises to know, understand, and streamline the great programs that are available to him. On the buyer side, finding a business owner that wants to hire their buyer and transition over a period of time is definitely a gap. And then, of course, school tuition and living expenses, and the mentorship when you're a new business owner to help avoid some very costly mistakes, and access to capital. Although there are some great programs like community futures and private investors on succession matching, oftentimes individuals aren't aware of these programs. So the solution is matching individuals interested in the trades with business owners who want to hire their buyer, setting up a share sale over a period of time, which will help with tax planning from Chester's perspective, help pay for some of the education for Susan, and then help match to access to capital to complete that business transition. That's why we're very excited to announce a new partnership with Skilled Jobs. One of the things that surprised me is right now we have the highest job vacancy rate in history. And as many of us know, it's quite difficult to sell your business with a lot of internal positions not filled. It's really challenging for employers and job seekers in the trades to connect with each other due to, quite frankly, time restraints and the intimidating nature of professional networks. They lack the established networks both domestically and internationally. And these small and medium-sized enterprises don't have the human resource departments so this responsibility really falls on the business owner. And that's why Succession Matching has partnered with Skilled Jobs to embark on this pilot project to help employment and business transitions. So Skilled Jobs itself is a marketplace that matches employers in domestic and international skilled workers, and will be referring to Succession Matching for business purchase opportunities and access to capital to complete these transitions. They're actively seeking 5 economic development organizations across Canada to take part. The mission is to prioritize economic growth by helping skilled workers quickly and efficiently find employers. For more information or to apply for the Skilled Jobs pilot project, please visit their website, and applications are now open. The second highlight that I want to walk through is the new seller listing. As you know, Succession Matching believes in continuous improvements, and I'm really grateful to our community partners and the business owners that have provided feedback over the last year to help us with this site revamp. And we're going to walk you through some of these major improvements to the user experience.
At Succession Matching, we are committed to improving our user experience as often as possible. We utilize the feedback of our members and partners to make calculated changes on the platform to ultimately benefit the way it is used. In April, we made some big changes to the way business owners on the site engage with their listings to give them a better edge in attracting the right buyer. This video will walk you through exactly what those changes look like to a seller. The overall layout of the listing has dramatically changed. In the old variation of the seller listing, much of the information was disseminated across the secondary menu, where certain areas became easily overlooked, making the platform clunky to use. In this seller listing redesign, every aspect is laid out in one scrollable page with easy click items to help the user navigate quickly to sections they require. From a top-down perspective, the user can scroll through the whole page and get a quick glance at what information is missing and where they can improve their listing. When they do happen upon information that requires updating, it is a simple click to open up the section and edit it right on the page. Users in the process of creating a listing can keep their listing unpublished, sort of like having it in a draft mode. When they have filled it out to the best of their ability, they will have the option to publish it to the marketplace, making it eligible for matches. Once it is published, they have a range of privacy options to select from, which we will go over in just a moment. While much of the information collected remains the same, we have added some finer details in the form of new features to help streamline user experience. For instance, the gallery. Now users have a better area for uploading their photos in a more visually appealing fashion. From the perspective of the buyer viewing these photos, they can click on the gallery and it will appear in a light box for them to scroll through. Document uploads. Users have the option to upload documents to the section and then share them with potential buyers at their own discretion. A document uploaded on the site will be denoted by the user as hidden or visible upon request. Visible upon request means that the document presence will show up to the buyer to request access. The business seller will then be able to reject or accept the request to view the document, so no accidental document sharing will occur. Privacy settings. We have overhauled the privacy settings to match where a user might be in their succession process. Private. Nothing is shown on the site, but the basic data from the matching questions feeds into the algorithm, giving the user a sneak peek at potential buyers without disclosing any of their information. Browsing. Only the basic business summary is shown to buyers on the site. This acts as a little bit of a teaser to generate interest. Connected. This setting has the initial appearance of the browsing privacy setting, but opens up much more of the information automatically to buyers who the seller has connected with via the connections feature. And public. This setting is just as it suggests. All possible information is open to the public on the marketplace, including owner information and business details. This setting does not, however, display the business name. If the seller chooses to share their business name, they can override this default in the business summary. The original privacy settings from before the redesign was launched are retained for each user until they select otherwise, so no one's information has been compromised during this transition. Of course, there are many other smaller details within the redesign, but we hope that this has given you a good overview of the new seller listing interface, and we look forward to any questions or comments that you may have, which you can direct to Chelsea, CHELSEA, @SuccessionMatching.com.
All right, perfect. Well, the third highlight that I want to walk through today is the upcoming educational events and how you can help us get the word out for free access to any potential buyers and sellers in your community. So every year we run a couple of webinar summits. The dates for the next webinar summit is September 20th to 23rd. The thing that I love about these webinar summits is they're really bite-sized pieces that can be customizable to what's important to the business owner or the buyer as they're going through their transition. And we invite industry professionals from across North America that really break down the subject matter so it's easy to understand for the individuals in your community, and they can access that from the privacy of their own home or office. We also have some upcoming great workshops. Huge shout out to Community Features for sponsorship of these workshops. Today we have the business transition and succession planning. Next week we've got an interesting one for international investment attraction through business succession. So really what it's like to sell your business to an international buyer. In September, I also wanted to add these ones in there because especially to the not-for-profits listening to this, like the Community Features staff, I love the not-for-profit succession planning workshop and would encourage all of your board members to attend so that they can have a step-by-step plan for internal succession. And then as a startup myself, I'm quite passionate about our succession planning for startups because you really need to know where you're going to build those pieces of your business out. As community partners, we hope that you can help promote these events through social media and through your networks. So thanks again for attending today. Quick reminder, we do have a monthly newsletter that you can sign up for to get a buyer profile of someone that's actively looking for a business from our profile. And if you want to get added to that list, or if you have any questions about what I reviewed today, please reach out to us at hello@successionmatching.com.